This might be one of the easiest card tricks you'll ever learn, and yet it absolutely destroys. You're about to discover a super simple card trick that gets insane reactions every time. All right guys, so let's get into this one. So cards are shuffled up, they're given a really good mix, and then you say to the spectator, so this is a bit of a different trick. It isn't like a sort of pick a card trick where I ask you to pick a card. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to riffle up the cards like so, and I'd like you to stop me wherever you'd like. So you riffle up and they say stop. You say that's great. We'll put these cards here and we'll get back to these in a second. Okay. But first of all, you give them the cards and you say to them, I want you to deal the cards on the table. Okay. But at any point you want, you can shuffle the cards as well. So they can shuffle whenever they'd like, and they can deal like this, and then they can shuffle. In fact, they can even give the cards a riffle shuffle if they want. They can really mix these up like so. And they deal as many cards. When they want, they stop. Okay, they can stop whatever they want. And you say to the spectator, you have any idea how many cards are here? No. So it's completely random. But you're going to take these cards, and imagine we're playing a card game. There's 3 people, just deal out 3 hands of cards. So they deal 3 piles of cards like this onto the table. Now remember, they've just shuffled the cards. Yeah. So the cards are thoroughly mixed. And you remind them, do you remember at the start when you cut a pack of cards from the deck? We've got them right here. For the first time, we're going to check these out. We're going to see how many cards you cut. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards. That's so bizarre because remember, you just shuffle these cards and you've dealt them out on the table. But if we have a look at these cards now, here's a 10, here's a 10. And this is the third 10, the exact number of cards that you cut at the start. But if you think that's a massive coincidence, then this will be an absolute killer, and we end up with all 4 10s. It's a 4 of a kind. It's a great little trick. Let's get into it. If you've been following this channel for a while, you know what to do now. If you like the trick, just tickle the like button. Just give it a little, a little tease, a little push, a little hit that like button. Not too hard, be gentle, but as long as you touch it, I'm gonna be happy with that. And if you love it, bang it in the comments down below. That's what we do here, and that's how I know that you guys love this trick. This is a really simple trick. I'm gonna break it down. There is a very small, easy setup, and then we're gonna get into the explanation. Let's do it. All right guys, so for the setup for this trick, you're gonna need your 4 10s, okay? So take your 4 10s out of the pack, and then you're going to deal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards, like this. You're gonna put your 10s on top of the deck, and then you're gonna put your 9 cards on top of that. So the 10s are 10, 11, 12, and 13 from the top. You're now set up, and you're now ready to start the trick. So let's get into the explanation. All right, so with the cards being set up as they are, we want to give the impression that we shuffle the deck, yeah? So we're playing fair. So we're going to do a little shuffle. There are 2 ways to do this. There's a super simple way, which is turn the cards face up like this, shuffle about half into your open hand like this, and then when you're about halfway, you're going to throw this underneath. Now, that's a really simple shuffle. It's a really easy way to keep our setup on top of the deck with our 10s. However, a more deceptive way to do that, and if you want to take your magic to a new level and start looking at a little bit of sleight of hand, is an in-jog shuffle. Now, this is something that I teach in the vault, so it's a much more deceptive way of shuffling the cards. And so if you want to take a step out of the self-working comfort zone and start to learn sleight of hand in the easiest way possible, you should definitely check out the vault. This is where I teach the real secrets. You get 4 pro-level tricks and techniques to practice every single month. And the minute you join, you get instant access to the entire vault archive. Everything, every trick, every technique right away. So if you're ready to take the next step, just click the link below and I'll see you in the vault. Right, let's get back to this one. All right, so we've given the cards a false shuffle. It doesn't matter which one you've done. Either you've done this one, or you've been a good person and you've joined the vault and you've learned an in-jog shuffle. So we're doing it like this. But either way, we've given the impression that we've shuffled the cards. So now we're gonna say to the spectator that we're not going to ask them to pick a card, and we're going to use this as cover to get a tiny little, very easy finger break below that 10th card, and I'll show you how that happens. So you do something like this. You say to the spectator, I'm not going to ask you to pick a card, and it just looks like you're spreading the cards. What I'm really doing is I'm thumb counting to 10. So the way that I do this is I push over a group of 3, like this, a group of 3, that's 6, a group of 3, that's 9, and then one more is 10, and that's our first 10. When I put these back now, I'm going to get a little finger break, so I'm just going to put the flesh of my little finger underneath that 10, okay, right at the back there. So that looks a lot more natural than spreading the cards one at a time. Yes, you could count through the cards like this, but if you push them in groups of 3, look how casual that looks. Yeah, you're just saying, I'm not going to ask you to pick a card. Yeah, it's not that kind of trick. And as I put the cards back, I just get the flesh of my little finger, and it's at the back of the deck here. Now you can't see it from the front, okay, it's just my little finger keeping that break. So now we are going to do a very simple riffle force, and instead of doing it like this, you'd normally do it like this, all I'm doing is I'm keeping my break at the back here, but I'm just riffling up the front of the deck, like this. You riffle up the front of the deck and you want to time it, you say to the spectator, just say stop, and as you riffle up like this, you want to go quite quick, so you're near the end and they see you getting near the end, so they'll stop. And so you're kind of in the top quarter of the deck, yeah? So you want to do that, like that, and they'll say stop, and as soon as they do that, you drop it and you just cut at your break, all right? And you put the cards down there. That's a riffle force, and it's seamless. So if I do this one more time, just say stop, stop, perfect. Okay, we'll get back to those in a second. And you treat it very casually, no one's burning you, don't run when you're not being chased. So now what we've got is 10 cards with our 10 on the bottom here. Yeah, we're gonna get back to that later. Now you hand the cards to the spectator and you say, I want you just to deal the cards on the table. You want to wait until they've dealt at least 3 cards. When they've dealt at least 3 cards, you say, oh, and you can shuffle the cards if you want. So now we know our first 3 tens are down because they were on top. Now they're on the table underneath here, yeah? So our first 3 tens are down, so now they can shuffle the cards, yeah? Because we know where the cards are safe. And you have them deal more cards, they can shuffle whenever they want, and you just say to them, you can stop whenever you'd like. So eventually, they will stop dealing. Put the rest of the cards aside. As a psychological throw-off, you might say to them, do you have any idea of how many cards you dealt? No. And it makes it seem more random and fair. Say, okay, what I'd like you to do is to take these cards and just to deal them out into 3 piles, as if you're dealing cards in a poker game or in a game of cards. And so they would deal from left to right like this. Now, what that's going to do is it's just reversing the order of the cards, and it's just going to put our 10s on top. So in the original version of this, you would reveal the 10s and then reveal this as a 10 card packet. And for me, it's almost the reverse. I feel is a bit stronger. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. I like to do it this way. So I like them to say, look, you cut a pack of cards from the start, at the start. We don't know how many cards are here for the first time. Let's check it out. And you can have them count the cards, and they count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Say, that's unbelievable. Such a coincidence, because if we check out the top cards of these piles now, that's a 10, that's a 10, and that's a 10. Okay, and you get 3 10s, and you say, if you think that's a coincidence, then that must be a massive one. You end up with all 4 10s. And it's just a super simple little card trick. But I've thrown a little bit of sleight of hand your way in this trick, and if you're interested in learning more about sleight of hand in the best way, then please check out the vault. It will get you out of the self-working ceiling. But if you like the video, hit the like button, don't forget to subscribe, and if you want to check out my most viral card tricks I've ever put on this channel, this little playlist next. Thanks a lot guys, I will see you in the next video.